Welcome to the High Vibe Moms Club, the podcast for ambitious women ready to ditch burnout, diet culture, and mom guilt so they can feel hot, healthy, and radiant from the inside out. I'm your host, Shannon, and this isn't just another wellness podcast, it's a movement. If you're ready to raise your vibe, reset your health, and step into your most confident self, you're in the right place. Hello, beautiful mama, and welcome back to another episode of High Vibe Moms Club, where we stop chasing perfect and start creating more peace, power, and alignment in our health journeys and everyday lives. Today's episode is for the mama who's ever found herself mid-scroll on Instagram feeling like she's not doing enough. You know, the moment when someone pops up on your feed and suddenly your dinner, your body, your marriage, your business doesn't feel like quite enough. If you've ever maybe whispered to yourself, thinking things like, she's so much further ahead than me. Why can't I stay consistent like her? Her life looks perfect. First of all, I want to let you know you're not alone. And we've all been there. I've been there too. And today we're going to talk about it a little bit deeper. So that way, the next time that little sneaky feeling of comparison starts to come in, we can stop it right there in the bud. Because comparison can be sneaky, but more importantly, it's exhausting and it's taxing to your nervous system. And if we let it, it'll rob us from all that joy that we've worked so hard to feel. And guess what? It's okay. We are all so different and unique. So your path will look different, but it doesn't mean that you're any less worthy. You're not behind. You're not broken. You're simply becoming. I want to say that again. You are becoming. We are all a work in progress. It's not like you get to a certain point in your life and you're like, all done, perfect. We're all going to have those struggles that we're working through so we can feel like our best self. Just to be honest, like comparison, it's human. We're all human beings having this experience. It comes from a primal need to belong, to be one of the tribe. Back in the day, we had to assess where we stood in this tribe to survive. So we want to belong. We want to, unfortunately, we try to be someone we're not sometimes just so we can fit in. So in 2025, it's supercharged this feeling of comparison because of all the filters, all the highlight reels, and constant access to everyone's best moments. Yes, you're seeing everyone's best moments. You're seeing all their most perfected angles. When you see a fitness influencer posing, it's when she's, got that right angle that she's been practicing. It's not when she's bending over, picking up the kids and not paying attention to the form and all the things, because we all have it. We all have the extra skin. We all have just that extra little bit of cellulite. It's perfectly normal. But when we see those highlight reels and their best moments, inside, that little mean girl in us whispers, she's further along. You should be doing more. You're not enough yet. But mama, comparison is the thief of joy. I know you've heard it before, and I just want to reiterate that. Comparison is the thief of joy. It steals your gratitude, it steals your presence, and it keeps us chasing someone else's version of success instead of honoring our own unique season and journey. I remember comparing my postpartum body to other moms I followed, women who quote unquote bounced back quickly while I was still in sweats, nursing a newborn, and barely sleeping. Like, still to this day, I still wake up 1 or 2 times, we co-sleep, and so it's hard to become our best self when we're always comparing ourselves to the highlight reel. And I had to pause and remind myself, they are not in my season. They are not living my story. Her situation is not the same as mine. She could have more support than I do at home. Like, I have no idea what her situation is. There is no reason to compare her story to your own. So that helped shift me back into a little bit of peace. I needed to stay in my lane and to focus on me. Turn off the social media. Just go ahead. Sometimes there could be times where you just delete it from your phone altogether if you're really in that space of comparison. Or one thing I do, I like to mute accounts, or you can delete, block, whatever you got to do. So, how do we break this comparison cycle? Because it's a lot easier said than done. So, let's reframe it. Her success doesn't mean that I'm failing. Her story doesn't invalidate mine. Her light doesn't dim mine. It shows me what could be possible. Like I said, we don't have to compare and get down on ourselves, but we can. I'm a big advocate too of being in the room with people that you are inspired by. But that's the difference. There's a difference of being with the people, being inspired by them, and growth versus comparing, wishing, wanting. So instead of that envy, let's ask, why is this feeling stirring inside of me? What desire have I been pushing down or hiding from? Because often comparison is just a sign of a dream trying to wake up in you. So you might have that little bit of jealousy because that is a desire that you have. So being aware of it and not getting frustrated and discouraged, but maybe just be like, hey, that feeling that I'm getting, I want that for myself too. So, how do I become the best version of me? Because that dream does deserve your energy. So, here are a few. Here are a few tools that I come back to help me in these moments of comparison. I love journaling. Anytime I feel myself kind of getting in my head too much, if you will, I get it out. So I write down 3 things that I love about my current season or life, myself. Sometimes if you're really in that rabbit hole of anxiety, depression, it could just be as simple as saying something like, I am thankful and I love that I am able to breathe freely, because there's people who need a mask. You can feel your legs and say, I love that I have the ability to walk and move freely. Things like that, where it really brings yourself home to that love that you currently have for yourself and your season of life. Because I know sometimes it's like, I love that. Now I'm at that point where I love my I call them my little my stretch marks are my tiger stripes. I earn these tiger stripes. I earn these marks, these stretch marks, because I grew 3 beautiful children in my belly. But there was a time where I would look at the stretch marks and I would get down on myself. And so I want you to know that it's okay, but that's why I'm here, to help you work through it. And you can always reach out to me at Shannon Gets Fit, and we can talk about this a little bit deeper. A little mantra that maybe you can incorporate into your life is, I am on my own timeline and I am enough right now. The third, so the first is gratitude journaling. The second is mirror mantras. So you can look at yourself, whatever feels like a good, strong, powerful mantra. So you are enough right now. The third one is that mute and unfollow. Anyone who consistently triggers shame or any sort of anxiety, frustration inside of you, it's okay to protect that peace and mute, unfollow, or block that person. Because social media isn't real life. I know we try to be authentic and all the things, but I'm guilty of it too. I try my best to show my real life, but we do tend to show that highlight reel. So let's say this together. I am comparing my real life to someone's filtered content, and I deserve better. Because social media shows you the after photo and the progress and all of the exciting stuff, but it does not always show the tears and the struggle before it. I do appreciate that right now I am starting to see more authenticity in social media. So you are starting to understand the full picture, but the majority of influencers only show the after photo. They show the perfectly cleaned kitchen and bedroom, not the pile of laundry that's outside the frame, the wins of how good they look and feel, but not the internal work that it took to get there. So I'm hoping on this podcast that you are able to realize and understand that. I'm trying to show more of the internal work to get there. I have some guests that I have interviewed that I think that you'll really love. We talk about that internal work in order to feel like your best self. And going back to the they show the clean kitchen and bedroom. I don't. And my husband actually said, "All your videos always show our messy house. Don't you want to clean it up first?" I could tell he was a little embarrassed. And I told him no, because this is what our house looks like most of the time. And I want people to know that the mess and the chaos in this season is perfectly okay. So, yeah, if you follow me on Instagram, most likely in my pictures, there's a huge pile of laundry, there's toys, there's crackers on the counter, all the things. Okay, so let's go back to this comparison trap. Your journey is unique because you are unique. Your trauma, your schedule, your body, all of it impacts your timeline. Nobody else's, just you. Progress is often invisible before it's obvious. And I always have my clients actually take videos and photos of their progress because they look at themselves every single day and they don't notice physically how far they've come, but also emotionally. If you have been journaling from the beginning of your journey, I look back at my notepad from about a year ago, 2 years ago, and my thoughts that I put down are so much different. So it's always so good to track your progress. And some of the things, some of the progress that's even invisible is, or it might seem invisible, is waking up with a little bit more energy. I know for myself, I have my alarm set to 5:30 a.m. every day, and it was a struggle. Still is sometimes. But the majority of the time, if it's not close to that time of the month, I wake up with more energy. And I say no to coffee. I don't wake up and have coffee in the morning, and that's okay because I've learned to rest instead. I've learned to go to bed at a decent hour instead of scrolling or watching TV. I get enough rest instead. Some of the other progress that might be invisible is laughing with your kids instead of snapping at them, having more patience and excitement versus being irritated. And it's wearing clothes that feel like you, not wearing clothes. I know I'm guilty of this. I wear a lot of leggings. And recently, I have started to wear more skirts and dresses, and I feel so much more free and flow and not like I'm just, oh, because I'm a mom, I'm wearing leggings, right? So wear clothes that feel comfortable and that feel like you for you, not for anybody else. And one of my biggest wins was realizing that my joy doesn't need to be flashy. It doesn't need to be obvious to anybody else. It's mine. And so there is so much success in peace. Peace and joy is what I have been striving for, not all of these other external things that we believe make us more whole or worthy. So also analyze that. Like, what is going to make you have more joy? Not society, not a bigger house, not a bigger car, not all the things that you're comparing to on social media, but what makes you happy. So here's your reminder, mama. The next time you stop the scroll and start to compare yourself to that influencer on social media, you weren't meant to live her life. You weren't meant to look like her, speak like her, have her house, have her husband, have her kids, or hustle like her. You were meant to be YOU. Fully, vibrantly, and unapologetically. You might ruffle some feathers, and that's okay. You are meant to be you. You are not meant to be someone's cup of tea, okay? You're meant to be you. Joy doesn't live in comparison. It lives in being present right here, right now. No shoulda, woulda, couldas. Just you right here, right now. Your journey, where you're at, is absolutely beautiful. So come home to your own journey, your body, your lane, your beautiful, messy, magical season of life, all the chaos, all of it. We're moms. We are juggling a lot. Not only do we schedule all the appointments, but we also have the house cleaning and the cooking and all that stuff. So wherever you can get support, delegate, whatever it may be. Sorry, going on a little tangent here. Do that. That will help bring you some peace and joy. It's okay to ask for help. And it's okay to know that you are in your own magical season of life, nobody else's. So let's celebrate our own progress at our own pace. And you don't have to prove your worth. You are worthy today, right now. You are worthy of peace, love, joy today. It is your birthright right now, here. So, if this episode spoke to your heart today, I would love for you to take a moment and reflect, because you know I love those takeaways. What's one thing you're proud of in your journey right now? Big or small? Make sure to tag me at Shannon Gets Fit and share it so I can hype you up, be celebrating you, because that's my favorite. I absolutely, absolutely love celebrating you. So please tell me whatever win, big or small. I am cheering you on every step of the way. And if you're ready for some more real talk, more healing, and some more high vibe tools to support your journey, make sure you're subscribed to High Vibe Moms Club. And Until next time, breathe deep, trust your pace, and remember, your joy lives in your lane, and you're doing so much better than you think. I love you so much. Bye.